Well, hello. How are you? Come on in. Yeah, leave the door open. Feels pretty good outside. So, what we're going to do is catch up on a few things today. Hang on, I got my coffee here. So, first off, I talked with Andy this morning, and it has been a really positive how that interview really went. So, if anybody hasn't seen the Silver Squeeze, definitely go check it out. It is very revealing on what's going on that he's seeing, and he's really happy about this. And he's going to start coming on Thursday nights, and we're going to start really drilling down in some of the aspects that were aligning on some of the things that he was seeing, and then I was telling him about some of the things that I'm seeing. And here's the interesting part. He doesn't know probably half the crap that y'all know. And so he's really interested in catching up and learning on a bunch of this underlying stuff that we all been seeing. So he will do everything he can to get back to you. I know he's real busy, but he will definitely get back to everybody, and he's given me my word. Y'all mentioned SNAFU Radio, and he is going to give you the best service and price guaranteed, bar none. So that is going to be real interesting for him to come back on and talk about some other things that I can see that are lining up that y'all are already aware of, and I will kind of touch back on that here in just a minute, and definitely want to talk about some of the channel chatter. But I wanted to give my opinion about all this women in the military, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it out there. Yeah, I think women should not be in the military, and they should be home making brownies and cooking and taking care of kids and having babies. That's my opinion, and I have a right to it. And I've talked to a couple other guys that are, combat vets, and one guy, he pretty well agrees wholeheartedly, and the other guy was given the analytical side of it. And so, for you analytical types, that, yeah, pound for pound, women can make as an effective fighter as a man. Are women stronger than men? Well, some men aren't as strong as other men. So that argument kind of goes out. And when you're in combat, you're not necessarily waiting for, protecting the female. That's not, when bullets are flying and shit's blowing up all around you, it's pretty much you're taking care of yourself. And you're just with a group of guys, that ain't shooting at you, because everybody seems to be shooting at you. I've never been in combat, but from everybody that I've talked to, they never, ever want to go and see anything like that. In fact, some won't even pick up guns after that because they're just so shocked. And if any of the women ever got captured, well, you're the first one to get fucked, literally, because the enemy's horny too. So I don't subscribe to it. I don't think women should be in there, and they've been weakening the requirements and watering down all the requirements for the past 20 years. This is not debatable. This is a fact. And now look at where the service is now. Look at the military now. We got generals and or whatever in dresses. I mean, are you kidding me? This transgender thing has morphed. And the thing about it is, it's all coming to the surface now. You wouldn't have seen it. Who is this Air Force dude? I can't remember his name, Aquino or something like that. That was a known Satanist. Hell, he was on Oprah Winfrey. I mean, damn. What about In Your Face? It's been there all along. You just hadn't paid attention to it. Or if you did, you just dismissed it. And that's where we are today. And so this is a complete unveiling of everything. And a lot of it is going to be real ugly. And like I say, people are talking about women in the military. Why don't we look at the underlying issue here? And the underlying issue is, where are all these wars at that we're supposed to be in? Why are we in so many damn wars that we have to even have women in the military? You know, where are all these wars at? Why are we having all these wars? Why do we need to get, such a humongous military and splatter them out in every country that you could pronounce and some that you can't even pronounce? I mean, who the hell's in charge here? What is going on? And if they're really got like 50 ounces of silver in every one of these bombs they're blowing up, damn. So it's ridiculous. Now then, back to some channel chatter. So what was really kind of funny is catching up on some of this stuff because it's a little bit old. And I guess my computer is just going to be slow. And let's see. Oh, Agent Zero said reply count went down by 2 from 83 to 81 at 2:02 a.m. 3:10:21. How does that happen? Well, we know how it happens, Agent Zero. Oh, and then Joy Harp, call out Mayor Stephen Adler, please. He's covered my hometown in tents and trash. Ugh. Well, there, he got his little call out there. Let me click this off. Everything wants to be beeping. Turn you off. Okay, Robert Clark. I live in the Mojave Desert and there are thousands of windmills and about 90% are off. I know, I've seen that. I went through there too one time and it was like all these windmills and they're all off. And you see the same thing in West Texas. And if that one guy that was in the energy business saying that they're planted too close together and I guess they can't get enough wind, who's the idiot in charge of that? Oh, we'll get to windmills here in just a minute. Don't worry. And then Dana Moore. And isn't most of that so-called wind farm in Texas owned by a Texas company with a Chinese ownership? Or did I just imagine that? Well, Dana Moore, come to find out, you didn't imagine that at all. Because old Greg Abbott here, I've had this pic for a while, but it just came out today in the National Pulse. Governor Abbott falsely blasts anti-Semitic gab but openly collaborates with the Chinese Communist Party. I've had this picture for a while, and you scroll down in this article, it's the same damn picture. That guess who? What the hell is his name? Oh shoot, I'd have to pull it up on damn Telegram. But anyway, he sent this picture out fingering all these governors with the Chinese Communist Party. And this article, and here's the thing, Abbott was going after Gab, calling them anti-Semite. So look over here, anti-Semite, Gab, which I guess people don't even know what the word Semite means. Because the definition of Semite, Merriam-Webster 1A, a member of a number of people of ancient southwestern Asia, including the Akkadians, Phoenicians, Hebrews, and Arabs. B, a descendant of these people. Number 2, a member of a modern people speaking a Semitic language, which would be Akkadians, Phoenicians, Hebrews, and Arabs. Where is the word Jew in there? It is not. Are you anti-Arcadian? This is the mind-numbing stupid shit that they're telling you and got everybody all worked up. Everybody gets all worked up over the wrong thing. And this is what I'm telling y'all. You gotta use a little bit of logic in some of this shit, man. These people are so screwing you around mentally. So the answer to that, Dana Moore. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all who was the person that originally posted that. And it would be Code Monkey Z, who was the one that was posting all these pictures of governors back before everybody got the big eject button on the blue echo chamber now. I think it's funny. So that's where that's at. Now then, this is where it gets funny. Because yes, I made a mistake. And I said, Whitmer, or what was his name? Not Whitmer. Hell, I'll get that screwed too. Mikowski was from Arkansas. And it's, boy, did that trip off a bunch of shitstorm. So anyhow, but this one's kind of funny. So Cajun Alaskan, AK, is Alaska, not Arkansas. Even you know what zip code to prevent it going to the wrong state if you do write out Alaska post office sent Irish it to Arkansas. Love you, love your attitude, and have to correct that. Holy shit! I'm reading it verbatim too. If you do write out Alaska post office sent Irish it to Arkansas. Love you. What the hell? I feel like I just got hit upside the head by a word salad bowl. Damn. I know what you mean, but holy shit. The 3 Owl Knights got it right. They know how to just nail you right upside the head. Murkowski is from Alaska, not Arkansas. Okay, I got it. 3 Owl Knight. But Angus beef, oh, now he really shows you how to blow up on somebody. And I can feel the frustration. Trust me. I know everybody's frustrated. Hell, I'm frustrated. Hang on. AK, Angus beef. AK stands for Arkansas. Are you kidding me? Dude, come on, man. Really? Wow. AK stands for Alaska. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, I know. And, I just have to say, here's a little lesson too in that. Because I made a mistake and not an error. And the reason you want to say you make a mistake is because errors can go to errors and omissions insurance. And that's why your public officials have erred in their ways. Because that could deem that errors and omissions. So you always make a mistake. Mistake's forgivable. That's man. We all make a mistake. Now, Don Rule. Yesterday, I was the only one in a grocery market without a mask. I am in MO. Well, hopefully that's Missouri. One guy saw me and ripped off his face mask. I guess he was afraid of local Karens. He saw me without mine and managed to grow some hair on his whittle. C.O. James. LOL. Well, he grew some hair on his whittle, huh? Man, I think a bunch of them had theirs whittled off. So you can see there's a lot of whittling been going on around here. Okay. And then Jay Amos, this is the first day I've seen you in weeks. I've been looking on your page every day. And then all of a sudden, here are days and weeks worth of videos. Well, if you're all are getting unsubscribed, I wouldn't be surprised because it's kind of interesting looking at there's 85K subs and only about a 30K reach. And I'm wondering, where the hell are the other 50K? Are they sleeping? So that might be explaining it right there. So you know what to do. Stay on point. Paul Farmer, pine needle tea is highest vitamin C known. Thank you, Native Americans. So if you want pine needle tea, he also says you can smoke mullein to rid chest chest congestion. Damn, I can't say it. That's what's in Mucinex over the counter. I can't verify none of that. That's taking at your own risk. If you want to smoke something, that's totally up to you. I'm just telling you what old Paul Farmer said. So there ain't no medical advice and none of that whatsoever. And then everybody was kind of going on about that video that was made supposedly across the street. Well, I guess it was across the street from the White House South Lawn. And everybody's saying it's Joe Smoke'em Pickle Toe. Joe Smoke from Pickle Toe. It's staged at Tyler Perry's house of pain, bro. He just bought an old army base, has an exact replica of the White House. And then Janet Favazza, and it has underground tunnels. And then Joe Schmo from Pickle Toe says, yeah, I'm not sure if it's a good guy playing the part or part of the entire corruption. Story is Tyler, was allegedly sex abused as a child. I believe so, yeah. That's all I know is people need to start going to effing Gitmo. Well, hell yeah, smoke them. I agree. Now then, there was many other people that replied about that, Tyler Perry Studios and Castle Rock Studios. So I don't know. Another thing that was interesting is Lewis Kimball commented, White House is closed, and give the phone number 202-456-1111. I thought, no way, is it really closed? I called. It's closed. The White House is closed. Whatever that means. But you can call it yourself. You don't believe me. I'm just telling you what other people are saying. So it's up to you. Do your own due diligence. Oh, dang. I got to call him back here in just a minute. But one of the interesting things that I did was do that poll yesterday. And I just wanted to see what kind of reach it got out to. Last 42,000 views on that poll, which basically it was just a test to see what the reach was. And it was quite interesting. And I know that some of the people are like, oh man, what answer? Well, answer D was the correct all the above. But you couldn't just put all the above because everybody would pick that. That's just too easy. But the ones that said D in the comments, I give you a award setting at the table for a game of Kobayashi Maru. So, for those of y'all that don't know, before I leave it, there was one guy that replied on there, oh, you're giving all this hopium and all this other, I'm tired, I'm the biggest fan of Trump, blah, 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 blah. Poof, his head explodes. I was like, I didn't suggest anything, bro. Just chill out. And that's the thing. Everybody is going to have to chill out. So if you think this is going to be easy and you think that everything is exposed, we're just seeing a good glimpse of it, the ugly tip of the iceberg, so to speak. That's been a meme that's been kind of floating around all of a sudden as a picture of an iceberg. Is what's going on what's underneath the water is 3 times more than, probably 10 times more than what you see on top. But anyhow, there was one excellent comment that was made out of this, and it was from Carol Thompson, and she wrote in, Republic of America restored, or ROAR. And I was telling y'all about how y'all are starting to kind of, get together. And when you put your names in the states in the comments, that y'all are kind of grouping up, and it's turned into an information comment board on certain aspects, and how to listen really carefully and intently to what people are saying and or not saying. These are just things that everybody is starting to really focus and hone in on. So I wanted to give Carol fans SNAFU backwards. That was just, and that was awesome. And so I gave that guy credit too. But Republic of America Restored. See, and this goes back to now that I'm kind of getting, Andy to come on and he can start showing, what he sees from the silver end, gold and silver side. It's aligning up to a lot of the things that we've seen in history that has been coming down. What I mean by that is there's an excellent documentary, and I'm going to put it in the comments section, and y'all can go listen to it. It's by Bill Steele. I seen it a long time ago, and I think he might have remade it and chopped it up because it seemed a little bit shorter when I first seen it, but it's really well done, and it's put together to kind of give you an overview of a lot of things that have been attempted in history unsuccessfully, and we're starting to see how to deconstruct it and to go about correcting it on a ground up situation, because you can't play in their system because they change the rules. So what do? You change the game. Introduction: Kobayashi Maru. And the Kobayashi Maru is basically a no-win scenario. And how do you win in a no-win scenario? Well, you change the game. It's the only thing I can think of. And so you find out how their game is being played, and then you change it to your favor. So, like I say, this is going to get a little deeper and more involved. But just go to Andy, and he will help you out when it comes to getting the silver. And we're also going to time it in certain areas where this roar is going to get more profound, because once you start seeing the dynamics of this, it is going to be mind-boggling, to say the least. And the video you can go watch is like I say, it will be in the description, but the basic overview is how the person that wrote The Wizard of Oz was secretly writing about the central banks, and how Dorothy in the original model or the original script was wearing silver slippers, not ruby. And the silver was tapping on the golden road because it was going to go to where the wizard was and expose the wicked witch of the West, as she was green, representing dollar bills. When you throw water on it, it just dissolves. It's very interesting. The gist of it is that silver is the underlying mechanism which can change the whole system by the fundamental roots of it. They call it the poor man's gold, but it has a bigger impact than you even know of, especially within the markets and around the markets and on the industrial side to boot. It's huge, so huge. It is, the scenarios that are being played out are just mind-boggling. So what I do is we're just gonna start breaking you in on some of this stuff, and then once you start seeing it, you'll start to recognize it too, because it all come down to the farmers, and basically in the Wizard of Oz. And you all know that in the Nazara models, everything emanated from the farmers when they were getting foreclosed on by the banks. And then when they learned the law to go fight it in the courts, they couldn't get remedy. Does this sound familiar? It should. And once you start putting all the pieces together, it's really formulating a picture that you can see. And that's what we're looking to do, is get y'all organized so that you can start seeing this picture. And once you see it, and then y'all start to move in a harmonic roar, all I can say is stay frosty. Donald Trump is a fucking genius.